everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, and point out a couple of different scenarios that could potentially happen for HBAR. Overall, I'm a macro bull for HBAR. It's a solid project with solid fundamentals in my opinion, but with recent price action, it's only natural for people to question what is going on. So if you're a long-term viewer of this channel, you know we've been buying down at the lows 3.5, 3.6 cents and selling a percentage up at 9 cents. And if you've been following the plan, we're in a great situation to plan and to use and to utilize those profits if we do get the bearish scenario. So guys, if you can, give the video a like and we'll get straight into it. So following on from our most recent videos with HBAR and discussing a bit of a wave count here for HBAR, I do still think that the bottom right here for HBAR is in. That's my main count, with the trend-based Fibonacci coming in here at the 1.618 as a finished ABC correction. I do think that's probably the low, but we do need to discuss that if this low is broken, what can we be expecting? Because on the higher time frame, we could very easily just have a B wave back to the upside here. That is looking quite free wave-ish if I'm gonna be honest here. This wave right here looks very much like a free wave correction to the upside, which on a macro or a medium time frame scale here would imply that that was your first wave down, coming back up for a correction, looking for another wave back down of this magnitude. So if you pull the if we just pull a trend line here from high to low, rough estimate there, and take it from that high there, you can see the downside target comes back into that monthly demand zone. And one thing that's interesting in here is if you have a look at this second wave to the upside, what does that do? That comes in and fills that big bullish candle of the second wave that we've recently seen with other coins that have then shot to the upside. And that's what we're always looking for on this channel. We're always looking for that second wave of the first wave to the upside. I discussed it in my last video, and then looking for the accumulation down there. So I think if that low gets broken, guys, at around 5.5 cents, let's look for them targets to the downside for accumulation. You're looking around the 4 cent zone. So that is going to be the zone that I'm going to be on the watch out for. So possibly expecting a free, get that 5 wave move back down, big panic, major fear into the market, and maybe that could coincide with that BTC move back down to that key structural support level at 25,000. But another thing that is confluential here is we do have a big wick to the downside, and this could very easily just come in and be your first shoulder, head, coming in for your right shoulder there of an inverse head and shoulder, where the targets to the upside are going to be a 170% move from the high. So if we take a 170% move from the high here, coming in at the well, is this going to align perfectly around the top of the monthly supply zone? So I do think if we was to get that move down, we don't want to be panicked here. We want to be patient and sticking to the game plan. We've been taking profits at the highs. If you haven't and you've not got a position in HBAR, I think you want to be looking around the 4 cent zone, and obviously on the lower time frame, if that low is to be broken, you could be accumulating now. You could very easily be accumulating now and say, if this low gets broken, add a bit of a triage and a cluster of consolidation down here as we get that consolidation. Maybe add a bit to that position for the move to the upside. And of course, I do think that move to the upside is to come. We've seen other altcoins do it, so I don't think there's any reason as to why HBAR can't make its way back up to that monthly supply zone. And you may ask, well, Ryan, how do we know you're not just talking nonsense here and telling us that you're buying the lows and selling the highs? Well, it's because every time I do make a buy or a sell for HBAR, because it's one of my biggest plays, I do tweet out and just show people that I'm buying. I don't show the amount that I'm buying, but I do show that I am buying at that time. And I also showed that I was selling up at the 9 cent zone. And as you can see, in early February, we did quote that tweet and say that we was taking a small profit take, and I'll be honest, it was 30% of my whole position. So as the move down has happened for HBAR, I've had to see 70% of my HBAR position go down with that, which is quite painful. But at the same time, we've been taking them profits, so them profits can be utilized as we come down. And you can see green arrows there for buying, and not one single sell up until the highs there at 9 cents. So we can utilize these profits now as we come back down to the lows. Panic ensues, People of the who've been buying the highs are down quite a lot. They're not buying the lows. Nobody wants to buy as the big red candles come in. And it'll be the same again. Nobody will want to buy. You can see now people saying HBAR's dead. It's a dead project. Nothing's going to happen. And it's the exact same thing that people were saying down here at 3.5 cents. HBAR's dead. Nothing's going to happen. Then you get that 150, 200% move. Everyone wants to jump back into them big green candles. And once again, the big red candles come about. We, as the people who are taking profits at the highs, looking to utilize them profits, and that is what the big people in the market do. The people who can control their emotions and sell into the greed and buy the fear, these are the people that can profit in the market. So either way, whatever scenario we do get, I'm a macro bull. I'm not going to change that stance on HBAR, so I am looking for these lows to hold. It's important to have a stance in the market and stick to your plan, because you can see if you're not sticking to your plan, if you don't sell on the moves to the upside, you're not able to benefit from the moves to the downside. Just the same as people wasn't able to benefit from that move down here. So much fear coming back into so much fear. So either scenario, we break these lows or we don't. We break the lows, we look for that 4 cents region to utilize those profits. If you're not in the market yet, you could be accumulating now, have your invalidation below those levels, and then look to sell and accumulate down at the 4 cent zone. Everyone's plan is going to be different, but the main thing is to have a plan. You don't want to be half-assing it, guys. You want to be going into this with a plan. Execute that plan to perfection. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You've had a plan, and if you fail, you can learn from it, but at least you had a plan. So I think that is what the main idea of this video is today. Have a plan, utilize those strategies that you're setting for yourselves. Maybe you've learnt from someone else. Maybe you've learnt from me to strategize on how you can navigate these markets, or maybe you've just got that intuition yourself. So sit back, relax, let the market do the work. Of course, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but guys, if you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like the video, don't give it a like, no problem. Of course, any comments and subscriptions help, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.